Well, hi and welcome to another Pat training video. Well, really this one is a bit of a continuation from the last one I did that was talking about using emotions in trading. And the reason I decided to carry on with this theme was because of an email I got back about this after, well, I got back several emails actually about how people had started instigating it with quite dramatic immediate results. But one guy wrote back in particularly with an interesting email which I thought I'd go through and talk about in this video today. And his actual email was titled, why it failed. So the first off, when I looked at the email, I thought, oh, it's failed for this guy, what's gone wrong? Well, actually, why it failed was the title of his email. And he then went on to explain a process that he went through, which I thought would make a very good follow-on video. That's why we're doing this today. Now, interestingly enough, I talked to you about, during that video, I said to you about the relief he felt when I was talking to the first guy on the phone, and he said, when I said to him, right, by setting up this target that you have to do, so in this case this was 100 pips for this chap, he set up his target for 100 pips. The moment I went through that with him, he felt this tremendous sense of relief. And that was, of course, was the message or the feeling coming up from the subconscious that knowing at that point that once that had been achieved, the stressful situation would be over for him. And if you think about it, there's nothing clever about that. That's how we would feel about anything if we were faced with a stressful situation and then we overcome that situation. We'd feel that relief. So this relief was something that he definitely experienced. But he said the problem was, for him personally, he started off doing this. He made a contract with himself what he was going to do, and he got straight up, and he'd actually set his target for 75 pips. I don't know why, but that's what he wanted, so that's what he'd done. And he said he went pretty much straight up to the 75 pips, and I think it was actually, I can't remember exactly how much, and I'm not going to make it up, so I can't remember how long, but he got very quickly to his 75 pips. And then he thought, okay, he got it so quickly, he thought, well, this is easy, I'm just going to carry on now. I think I'm going to now do it to 100. And he said he took another trade, and at the moment he took that other trade, this relief here, it moved immediately to stress. He said he felt incredibly stressful at the moment of putting on that next trade. How he felt about it, he just didn't like it at all. And in actual fact, the trade did result in a small gain, I believe, of 2 or 3 pips. But he said he felt totally bad about it. His whole body went pretty numb about it, and he just felt very, very stressful situation. Not something he liked at all. Now, what had happened at that point, of course, is he had broken his contract, and that's why he got all those feelings back. The worst thing about that breaking that contract, of course, is it sets up a mechanism in the subconscious mind that no longer trusts you, and it's no longer going to work with you. So it's very important. And it's interesting enough that he understood that straight away, and he was able to be aware of it, and obviously he can then move forward and change his reactions and get to a beneficial, as it were, method of moving forward. Okay, now what I want to talk about is, we've heard of this path of resistance. Now, I read a book recently actually called Path of Resistance, which is a brilliant book. I suggest it if you want to have a read about that. It really is a good book about how we go through life, and we choose certain things, and often those things are not along the path of least resistance, because we sort of, to give an example, we might be working with something which we think we really want, but really it might be leading us off in a different direction, not in tune with us as an individual, let us say. But anyway, that's another story. That's nothing to do with this particular video as such. But what he'd come up as, he'd gone through the path, when he'd gone from relief to stress, he realised he was going through the path of most resistance. He was running up against this resistance, and he was going to have to push forward with his trading, rather than working what should have been the path of least resistance. So by using this system, by setting yourself up to say, right, this is the number of pips I'm going to achieve, and you set off to achieve those, you set that contract with yourself, you're going along a path of least resistance, because your psyche, if you like, or yourself, you're not going to experience that emotional, that stress right through your trading. It's going to go through the period, you're going to get your pips, it's then going to end, and that's it. And that's going to be following the path of least resistance for yourself. Anyway, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Hope you have a great day. Catch up with you very soon.